One of the absolute most common things that happens to authors when you're getting started is losing your motivation. And if that happens to you, it's going to be very difficult to actually get your book self-published. That's why in today's video, we are discussing losing motivation and direction in self-publishing. You need to do this. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. So here's a couple things, and you have to tell me if these resonate at all with you. The first thing is, when you're self-publishing your book, it is so confusing. There are all of these different steps that need to be done in certain orders. There are lots of places we can publish our book on. There are so many different formats we can put our book in. We have to choose covers. We have to figure out how to do the formatting for the interior of the book. How are we going to get reviews on this book? And then once we do finally manage to get it onto the market, how do we run ads against it or do content marketing? There are a lot of steps that make the whole self-publishing process very confusing for authors just like you. So one of the other things that also is painful, it's the fact that there are so many tools to choose from. Everyone everywhere is saying you should try this tool or this tool or this tool. And each tool, of course, has hundreds and hundreds of hours of training that you could go through, but you're already losing your motivation, and so it's really draining it. The next one is, initially, when you first start writing your book, your friends and family, assuming they aren't going negative on you and telling you, oh, you can't do that, doubting your ability, even if they're positive, at some point they're going to get burnt out hearing all about your book over and over again. And this is a really common issue for authors and writers who are looking at getting their books self-published. It's that your friends and family can only handle so much of it. That's one of the reasons why you're going to need contact with people who are very excited about your book. The next one is losing focus. Do you find that as you're moving along through all of these steps and all of these decisions, that you're really losing focus on the key steps necessary to get it self-published? Like, now I'm going to start my next book instead of actually self-publishing my first book because it's too confusing. I'll just do that at a later point, which of course later sometimes in this context can actually mean never. And that's why I don't recommend the idea of going through 15 books and 16 books before you put the first book on the market. Also, when it comes to marketing, it can get very confusing there too, which is, and you think, oh, I'm just going to save up all my books and then do the marketing later, but that's a terrible idea because you should really be doing your marketing right from the start. You should get that first book on the market, and then we start learning the skills that are behind marketing. And there are a lot of them. When it comes down to it, there are 1,000 strategies that you're going to want to implement for your book. The end result of all of this is that you're all over the place and your motivation is continuing to sink. And that's one of the reasons why I offer the Self-Publisher one-on-one program. And the reason I specifically do this is to help authors just like yourself navigate through these complex steps in order to reach a solution. And that solution is getting your book self-published on the market, setting it up to sell, doing marketing against that book, and then we're learning from that as we move to the next book. And this combination right here is really powerful. Now, what exactly do you get with the self-publishing publisher one-on-one program? Well, the first thing you get is a monthly Zoom call where we're specifically looking at your situation and mapping out what are the next steps, the most important steps at getting your book self-published and selling. We are not looking at 100 steps ahead. We're not looking at 1,000 strategies. It's not about me giving you 800 videos or something that you're supposed to go through. This is what a lot of other fake gurus sometimes will do when you're trying to get started. But what we're doing here is I'm taking your hand and I'm showing you here are the exact steps. And you're going to do a step, and then we're going to move to the next step, and I'm going to talk you through every single step. One thing to remember here is that if there are any complications on the technical side, I step into the process and can show you click by click what you need to do in order to get your book self-published. And really, and I'm telling you, sometimes I have clients who are very hesitant to tell me, I'm really struggling with this. I should know how to do this, but I don't know how to do this. And I have heard all questions, and I can tell you as we're going through the process, I'm going to work through those issues. And so you tell me every little challenge you have, I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to need to do to work through it. In addition, and that is usually done on the free Volley app program, which is what we use for communicating on a daily Monday through Friday basis back and forth, where you're able to post your questions in written or audio or video, and then I respond on a daily basis in video. I'll do screenshots. I will show you exactly how to do the keyword research for your specific book. I'm going to show you. I'm not just going to say, oh, just here's 1,000 things you need to do and then hand it over to you. That is not how the one-on-one program works. The one-on-one program works is you do your part, which is focusing on moving to the next step, giving me feedback on how it went and what you're struggling with, and then you ask, what is the next step? And then we continue moving through those steps. In addition, there is a bonus inside of the publisher program, and that bonus is that you get free access to the group coaching area on Volley app. What does that mean? That means you're going to be able to hear what I'm communicating with the other members of the group coaching area. Other people just like you wanting to get their book onto the market, you're going to be able to also jump in there. And I definitely recommend for my one-on-one clients to get into that group coaching environment, and at a minimum go to the daily updates and you post your daily updates so we're able to go back and forth and see how exactly you're doing on a daily basis, assuming you have 5 minutes a day to devote, because that's really all you need is about 5 minutes a day, and we can pull you right through the whole process. If you don't have 5 minutes a day, then I do not recommend joining the program. This is only for authors who are serious about getting their books self-published. If that's you, then this program may in fact be right for you. And if it isn't you and you're not completely sure, well, I would still recommend just checking it out. The link below in the top of the description, where I specifically go through exactly what's included and exactly what's you can expect the outcome of this specific program to be for your situation. But no matter where you're coming from in the process, we're going to slowly but surely move through the process step by step. Now, some of my clients move really fast and some move really slowly, but no matter what speed you're going, this program adapts to help you make sure that you're going to get your book self-published and selling as best as possible, assuming if it's in a profitable niche, well, then we can do a lot better than that. But if it's not, then it makes it a little bit more difficult. So go ahead right now and click on the link right here in the description for the Self-Publisher 101 program, and I will see you over there. Thanks.